Good evening. You're listening to the Garden City Community Chat Show with your hosts Carrie, Tom, and Mike. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Well, hello, Garden City and all our surrounding neighbors. Shout out to Westland, Canton, Dearborn Heights, Dearborn, Livonia, Inkster, to name a few. Welcome to episode number 723 of the Garden City Community Chat Show. It's Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. We're so happy you could be with us tonight. We hope you're all safe and doing well. I am your host, Carrie. Also joining me tonight, Garden City's very favorite meteorologist, Dr. Tom Nowinski. How you doing, Tom?
I don't know about favorite recently. It's been some crappy weather, but I'll take it.
Oh, it hasn't been too bad.
Oh, it's definitely chilly out there for sure.
All right, hold on, folks. I have to send Joe the link again, so stand by. I just want to do this real quick. He can't seem to find it, so we will send that to him again. Joe Bartley is our guest tonight. There we go. Let me let him know I sent it. Okay, we're there. Everybody's there. All right, also, former Garden City Councilman Mike Jones. How you doing, Mike? How you doing, Mike? Are you there? Mike rose up. I like that smile. You there? You there, Mike? Mike, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. How you doing tonight? You good? Are you good?
I don't think he's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're freezing up. You might have to sign back in again. All right, Tom's going to be back shortly with the most current and up-to-date forecast for you, so stay tuned for that. Tonight, we're happy to welcome back the tax man himself, Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. Joe has been busy learning all the new changes for the upcoming tax season. We'll hear all about that, so please stay tuned for that. Also, please mark your calendars for October 30th because we have rescheduled Garrett Fuller from Wayne County Life. I don't know if you've seen him on Facebook. He's a pretty popular guy on there, and he is hilarious. Also, on November 6th, Garden City Fire Marshal John Smith is going to be back. So please mark your calendars for those shows, and we hope you'll be able to join us. I also want to mention real quick, if you're watching us live on Facebook and YouTube, go ahead and post your questions and comments in our comment section. You can find us live right now on Facebook at facebook.com/GCChat. And over on our YouTube channel, just search for the Garden City Community Chat Show. You can also email your questions to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com, and we'll do our best to get those answered for you. Remember, we're here to promote not only our community, but yours as well. Speaking of community, if your community organization or business has any events or announcements, what should they do, Mike?
They should probably email us, Carrie.
Exactly. Email the details to us. Once again, at gccommunitychat@gmail.com. And Mike will be more than happy to get that information out for you. Let's see. We also encourage any local business to check out and join the Garden City Business Alliance and see what great things they can do for you. For more information, head on over to their website, gardencitybusinessalliance.org. Okay, let's get Tom in here now with a check of the weather, see if it's going to dry out anytime soon. And then we'll be talking with our good friend Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. Stand by. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. All right, so what do you think, my friend?
Fall is definitely here, but the good news is the rain's starting to break up over the next couple of days, so that's going to be pretty nice. And you're just going to now have the fall feel, really. Otherwise, the last couple of days, as you're well aware, it's been kind of soggy at times, breezy at times, and definitely rainy at times. And overall, we're starting to kind of get away from that, believe it or not. The last couple of days, this was all lake effect rain showers. So could you imagine if we were dealing with 20 degrees colder, this would actually be snow. But the good news is we're not quite there yet. But overall, things are starting to break up. We're starting to see the clouds break up a little bit out there this evening as well. So there was some on and off rain today. Overall, we're now dropping into the 40s, and it's going to get fairly chilly tonight. We're going to get into the mid-30s for overnight lows and into Friday morning. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a chilly night out there as those clouds continue to kind of break up as we go throughout the night, as things continue to quiet down, as drier conditions move back into the region. And to end the work week on Friday, we're definitely going to continue to see the overall chill in the air continue with a mix of clouds and sun throughout the day. Overall, our temperatures will not get out of the low 50s for daytime highs. Much of the day will be in the 40s like it has been each day over the last week. And as we go into a good chunk of Friday night and into Saturday, we're going to see another overnight lows in the mid-30s. So definitely a chill in the air will continue to plague the area over the next couple days. And as we go into the weekend, dry conditions will continue to prevail. It's just going to be a carbon copy of what we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. So overall, high temperatures will be in the low 50s and low temperatures will be in the mid-30s. So that will probably continue over the next 3 days. Overall, dry conditions and just overall mix of clouds and sun throughout the next couple of days throughout the weekend will continue to prevail. So Sunday, very similar situation. We're going to be dealing with those temperatures in the low 50s for high temperatures. and again, some mid-30s as we go into each morning. So chill is in the air. To start a new work week on Monday, we will continue to see the overall pattern remain stagnant. Overall, nothing really too excitingly to talk about. Overall, still some low 50s for high temperatures. And overall, we're going to start to see some more rain beginning to work back into the region. Again, this is going to be rain like we dealt with today. It's going to be on and off rain. It's not going to be an all-day rain by any means, but there's going to be some rain showers developing during portions of the afternoon hours at times. And overall, our temperatures don't really change too much next week. We're going to remain, high temperatures will remain in the low 50s, but overnight lows won't be as cold given the overall cloud cover with these on and off rain showers. So we'll probably deal with temperatures in the 40s for overnight lows as opposed to 30s. So that will continue probably throughout Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday in some regards. Overall, a lot of dry air will continue to plague the area each and every day. But overall, as we go into next Thursday, we're overall going to continue to see these on and off lighter rain showers moving through as well. And obviously going into Friday, Halloween, we will continue to monitor that. This is far out, so this is not set in stone by any means. But as we go throughout the period, there is the potential that we could still deal with very chilly temperatures, a northerly wind as well. You can see that at the bottom for trick-or-treaters. So you definitely need to bundle up for sure, especially the little ones. And overall, there is the potential of maybe some on and off rain showers throughout the day at times. So there is going to be some areas of dry time mixed into these days as well. So at this point, I can't guarantee that we're going to be dry for trick-or-treating, but it's very, very more dry than wet in my opinion. So overall, we're just going to have to continue to fine tune that as we go forward. But one thing that is for certain for Halloween, it will be a chilly and breezy one. So keep note of that. Otherwise, that's pretty much where we're at when it comes to the overall weather picture into the extended. Very similar situation each and every day after dealing with kind of a rainy week. We're starting to dry things out over the next couple of days and in through the weekend. Otherwise, expanding outward and quickly talking about some other weather, there isn't too much going on across the region. Obviously, we're just dealing with these little bit of lake effect rain showers across the region, believe it or not. But overall, nothing really too exciting outside of that. There's some pretty good storms across the southern United States, across the southern central United States, and we are keeping an eye out of a hurricane potential development as we go into the Caribbean, as we go into the weekend, into early next week. But at this point, it is not expected to affect the United States. It's going to kind of meander down here near Jamaica and then kind of curve its way out to sea over Cuba and in toward Bermuda as we go into next week. So a couple little systems we're keeping an eye out, but the good news is that our weather will not be affected. We're going to continue to just deal with the chilly air as fall continues to remain fairly dominant across the region. But the good news is that the rain will finally start breaking up over the next couple of days, so enjoy it. Otherwise, if you want to keep tuned to all my local weather information, this is DopplerTomsWeather.com, and it will keep you updated as November's in sight. It's scary to think that we're already starting to get toward the end of the year. So head over there as we continue to roll on through the month of October.
Yeah, hard to believe. We're talking Thanksgiving, Christmas, and we haven't even had Halloween yet. Wow. Typical Halloween weather, though.
Oh, yeah, typical. Every year it's something, right? It's always chilly or raining or dare I say snowing, but not this year, no snow.
All right, well, have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good, guys. Have a good one.
Take care. Bye. All right, before we get to our guests, let me just mention real quick that the next city council meeting is going to be Monday, November 3rd at 7 p.m. in the council chambers located at 6000 Middle Belt Road. These meetings are a good way for you to get involved and voice any concerns that you may have as well. All right, let's introduce our guest for tonight. He is a great friend to the show with always some great information for us. Let's welcome Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. Let's get Joe in here. Hey, Joe.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Just got back from dinner at DeLucas, so that's always a good thing.
Did you get the prime rib?
No, I got what did I get? Perch and spaghetti.
Okay. Yeah, we love DeLucas, and you can't beat that prime rib, that 16 ounce.
Yeah, that's a good one. I just had prime rib over the weekend. The kids took me out, and I had some prime rib. So
nice.
Try to do my, uh, Janine and I always mess with Janine and say I'm eating healthy. I'm eating fish, but it's fried fish, but but it's still fish, right?
Exactly. It's that brain food. Brain food.
That's right. That's right. I need all the help I can get.
So I see you were in training, continuing education for a couple
Don't
days.
we all?
Yeah. I Monday and Tuesday, and a lot of times, I go out of town, or we'll go out of town. But this year we stayed local, and I'm a member of the NATP, which is National Association of Tax Professionals, and
Okay.
they have classes and seminars all over the country. So a lot of times we'll go out of town, but we decided I decided to stick local. So they had one at the Livonia Marriott. So Monday was kind of a killer. It was like the day session was 7:30 to 4:30, and then the evening session was 6 to 9. That's a long day.
That's a long one.
Yeah, and then Tuesday was 7:30 to 4:30. So
Wow.
that's a long time to be sitting and talking taxes, but
Yeah.
good information and good. The NATP is very active with the government and gets involved. So you get a lot of tidbits from those kind of classes. So
Right. Exactly. Before we get into it, I just want to ask, for a long time on this show, we were always talking about repealing the pension tax. Now they repealed it. When are we going to start benefiting from it?
Yeah,
I know it's different stages, right?
Yeah, and it's so complicated because there's so many things involved in it. And this is with the state, of course, and it's based on age, your retirement, where you retired from, if you were like a public service, a government employee. So it's it's kind of crazy, but they're getting there, and Michigan is doing much better than the federal government is. They were able to get a budget together, and pretty good because there's a Democratic governor, but the Michigan House is Republican. So, but they were able to come together and agree on a budget, and there were some decent things in there. But when you're talking about budgets, there's always people always have their pet projects that they want. So.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, I know that you gave me some slides here, and I have a few too. So I'm going to put that up, and then you can comment. We'll start with what we have here, the first one.
Sure. So it's why I put this up. So a lot of people, they don't fully understand this government shutdown, and right. We're going into, what is it, 3 weeks now, 4 weeks?
Yeah,
3 weeks.
And and as of right now, I don't think the majority of people have seen a lot of differences, or it hasn't affected people very much. But it's going to, and as tax season gets closer, it's going to hurt the tax business and your taxes. For instance, if you owe, you still have to pay. I was doing a TikTok this morning, and someone asked me, "Hey, so since there's technically no representation, do we still have to pay our taxes?" Yes, you do.
The IRS doesn't close.
Yeah, you may not get a refund, or if you have a question, you're probably not going to get it answered or whatever. But you still have to pay if you owe, and send in quarterlies or estimated whatever you do. But a lot of people don't totally understand, and I should say that as we're looking at this shutdown, the longer it goes, generally the tax season opens up, so to speak, usually about the third week of January, where you can actually submit your taxes and they will accept them. I know the one year during one of the COVID years, it was like second week of February. Right now, we're probably looking at that. I mean, they don't know for sure. A lot of this is speculation, but from pretty good sources. But it takes a while because they have laid off, so many of because of the shutdown.
Right.
and because of the previous layoffs that they had.
Mhm.
There's not anyone working at the IRS, so the programmers and everything that take care of that part of it, as far as the programs and the forms, they're not working. And then it's not just them, but then all of us tax professionals that use the different programs, they
Yeah.
have to be approved and everything.
Wow.
So everything is getting pushed back right now.
Yeah.
So we're expecting, but and a lot of people don't totally understand what this shutdown is about. And I'm going to, I wanted to bring it up in a nonpartisan way,
Yeah.
um,
Mhm.
because, and as I start talking, I'm going to tick off some Democrats and I'm going to tick off some Republicans. But
Mhm.
this is how it is. It's
Sure.
facts, it's not opinions. The biggest hang up right now for this shutdown is a law, in the big beautiful bill, which they don't want us to call it that anymore. They want
Right.
us to call it OB3 or HR1. They don't
Mhm.
want us to call it the big beautiful bill. But one of that is eliminating a premium tax credit.
Mhm.
That tax credit helps people. And if you like on the first slide you had, it showed what the poverty levels, and you get a credit if you fall in the between 100% and 400% of the poverty level. So the
Right.
poverty level, like on the screen, one person a family or two person family, 3-person family, that's what's considered poverty level.
Wow.
Now, up until this year, if you want to go to the next slide, is that's 400% of the poverty level. So
Oh.
if you're one person, you made 62,600, you could qualify for this premium tax credit. And it's what it is. It's just they
Wow.
help assist you with making your health insurance payment.
Okay.
And it goes on, and all that's the maximum uh, that they have allowed. If you make over that amount, you are no longer going to qualify according to the big beautiful bill. You're not going to qualify to get any help on your tax, on your health insurance,
Mhm.
which means insurance is going to go up for a lot of people and a lot of families.
Yeah.
And everyone's different. For some people, for a family of 4, 128,000 is a good amount of money.
Yeah.
But is it? I mean, you still, when you add some of the health insurance cost,
Yeah.
which for a family of 4 could be $30,000 a year.
Yeah. Pharmaceutical and all that. I mean,
Right.
that's outrageous.
Right. So this is the fight. The Democrats, Chuck Schumer got a lot of heat. This is what's going to tick off the Democrats
Mhm.
that might be listening.
Mhm.
Chuck Schumer got a lot of heat because a lot of Democrats felt that he has kind of laid down for his Republican colleagues. We'll put it that way.
Mm.
And so he's taken a stronger line.
Yeah.
The Republicans want to get away from this, and that's probably about 75% of it is this premium insurance tax credit.
Mhm.
So that's a lot of the reason for the shutdown right now. So it has to do mainly with the health insurance. I mean, there's a lot of rumors out there. People say, "Oh, it's the Epstein files. It's this. It's that." I don't
Mhm.
know if that's true. I think it's mostly this because
Yeah, I do too.
this will save if this goes through, and these people are no longer given these premium tax credits. It will save a lot of money for other projects that maybe our president or
Right. Right.
legislature want to do. So you
Yeah,
got
I mean, somebody would look at this, 62,000, that's a pretty good income for one person for a year, but like you said, the premiums are going to go up. I mean,
Right. And yeah, they're going to keep going. And,
yeah,
and so, I mean, everyone's got their own idea and, there's, whatever you think, I respect everyone's opinion. Everyone has their own thoughts on politics and this or that. But, I mean, I'm just looking at it. It will definitely cost people a lot more money on their health insurance. So
and now
that's
they're
a lot of
talking,
the reason of the shutdown.
and now they're talking about losing their SNAP benefits. I mean,
Yeah, and that's going to be a bad effect for some people that really need it.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I know Elmwood Blessing Box posted something today that I saw online where they,
they'll be busy.
yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
sure. But
Okay, so this is now we have OB3 HR1.
right, that's what we're calling the big beautiful bill now. So just a few. I mean, there's a lot of different things going on, but just want to kind of touch on a lot of the stuff that may be of interest.
Now, what are we losing and what are we gaining? That's
right. So, and a lot of these that I have on the screen here, they only passed them for the next 4 years. After 4 years, they're technically done. So, everything, a lot of things are temporary.
Right.
Now they can always go in and redo them, but and hopefully improve them. And there's already arguments even amongst people that support the OB3. They want to eliminate some things, and we'll get into some of that. But the first thing that might be of interest to people is, the one of the big campaign promises was no tax on Social Security.
Right.
That isn't happening. There is still the same tax that there always was on Social Security. And it's based on your income. Yeah.
Right.
But there is a $6,000 senior deduction. So if you're over 65, that's like an additional deduction that comes right off your income.
Okay.
So that'll be helpful. That'll be helpful to some of our seniors. $2,200 child tax credit. It was $2,000 last year. They raised it $200 bucks. So not a huge increase, but when you're feeding kids, every little bit helps. The average person. There is a child care, dependent care that's been raised to $3,000 per child. So if you have a kid in daycare, you can get a credit. Now, all of these that we talk about are income. There's income limits. So if your income, and a lot of the time, the magic number, depending on what it is, like the senior deduction, a single person over 75,000 does not qualify. If you're married, over 150,000 of income, you don't qualify. So there's a lot of income limitations on there if you make too much money.
Always taxed.
oh yeah. Now the increase, we call it SALT deduction, and that is back when everyone was itemizing, and of course it's been reduced. But you take, like, if you have a mortgage, your mortgage interest, your property taxes, and your state taxes, that's considered what they call SALT. The limit on that, if you are trying to itemize, has been 10,000. Going forward, they've raised that to 40,000. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of that in Garden City, because even though, yes, mortgage interest is up, and we think property taxes in this area are pretty reasonable compared to some parts of the country, your Californias, your New Jerseys, where we're talking like $17,000 in property taxes. So I don't think that this is going to affect too many people, but it's there. Of course, we have, and I wrote, when I was writing these slides today, at first I wrote no tax on tips and no tax on overtime, but that's not true. There is tax on both of those, but there's credits involved. and you will get a if you receive tips, and it's got to be cash tips, cash or credit, and it's got to be volunteer tips. In other words, the places you go to Olive Garden, and if you have over 8 people, they automatically put a 18% gratuity on your bill.
Yeah.
That's not considered a cash tip. That's not voluntary. That's a service charge. So you don't get to deduct that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's very misleading.
It is. It is. And then also like the credit for overtime.
Yeah.
It's interesting because like we have in this area, a lot of auto workers. Obviously, I'm a retired auto worker.
Mm-hmm.
And so they would, would get time and a half for overtime,
Right.
but then like Sundays would be double time, and then a holiday would technically be like triple time. It's only what the labor department requires. So the labor department only actually requires overtime to be paid after 40 hours at time and a half. The labor department does not recognize double time or triple time.
Right,
so,
that's the union negotiated.
Right, that's a negotiated thing.
Right.
So this credit for overtime that people are going to get, what is it? The no tax on tip is up to 25,000. The no tax on overtime is 12,500.
Wow.
But there's income limits.
Yeah.
150,000 for single person, 300,000 for a married couple. Now, a lot of my auto workers that I have, especially if they're skilled trade and work a lot of hours, they go way over that $150,000 mark. So that's not going to affect them. The other thing that's tricky with the tips and the overtime is, at least for this year, W-2s are not changing. So we have to kind of figure it out. So is what is going to be required is people are going to have to bring in their last pay stub so that we can see it and
figure it out.
And it's for people that are still working. I know a lot of people here, like you guys, are retired, so that doesn't really affect you in any way, but it is going to affect some people, definitely.
Sure.
The other one, now this could affect you, is there is a deduction, a $10,000 deduction for a new car loan. So
now that's if you purchase, right?
Right. If you purchase.
And doesn't it have to be made in America?
Yeah, it has to be assembled in the U.S.
Okay, so
you're gonna and when if you take that deduction, like say, Carrie, you buy a new vehicle, you're gonna have to bring in to me the VIN number, because that VIN number is gonna have to go on the tax return, because the VIN number tells exactly where it was assembled. I think 2 and 3 is assembled in the U.S. and depending on the other ones, but so that will have to be. I mean, and that could be a decent deduction,
sure.
For sure. Yeah. The one that I think a lot of people are going to be bummed out about. Now it's still good on this year's taxes, but beginning next year, there's no more energy credits. So in the past, we've been able to take credits for windows or storm doors or insulation or things like that.
Wow.
That's getting eliminated. New hot water tank, all that stuff. So I think that's going to, and of course, any solar that ended.
What about the electric vehicle?
That ended September 30th.
Yeah, that was like 7,500, wasn't it? Or 7,000?
Yeah. And the last year or two, they changed the way they did it, where actually the dealer actually did that, was all in the dealership, and they would just give a certificate, and then they would give me the certificate, and then I would put that on the tax return. So,
okay.
So again, that's something that a lot of people aren't going to like, because a lot of people, so I guess in the good thing to think about right now is, if you're thinking about a new furnace or hot water tank or windows or storm doors, hurry up and get them because they have to be installed by the end of the year. So
Wow.
get
Not much
them in.
time.
Right, exactly. So if you're thinking about that, you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Take advantage of the credit and
Yeah. Do it now.
get it done. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Okay.
There's some changes in the charity. They're going to allow, and it's very confusing, and I think some of this may change before we get to actual tax time.
Okay.
But you're going to be able to deduct a certain amount of, this is cash, cash or charge charity contributions. That's not clothing. So if you take, stuff to Salvation Army, that doesn't work.
Oh.
So there is going to be a charitable deduction if you don't itemize. There's also, of course, the charitable contribution if you do itemize. And now that one is more for, you can include clothing in that. And that one is what they're saying right now is unlimited.
Oh.
But there is a point, and this is where it gets so confusing, a 0.5% floor. So it has to be at least 0.4% of your income, but then it can be all the way up. So I think there may be some changes before that's over and done with, because that's going to be difficult to figure. It's like medical expenses, trying to itemize medical expenses. It's not a cut and dry. There's a whole formula involved.
Right.
So, they don't make this stuff, easy. That's for sure.
No.
They are changing, and this is another one, and this is really a hot topic, and they're really going to try to eliminate this one. But in the past, if you have gambling winnings, and gambling is big, I've got some clients that do a lot of that.
It was big tonight with Chauncey Billups.
Yeah. I don't understand that, by the way. It's legal all over the place, and then why does that guy get fired or suspended because he's gambling? I mean, I'm not sure that makes sense to me. But it's like Pete Rose not being in the Hall of Fame. But,
yeah.
But that's a whole new.
That's a whole new story.
But in the past, you have been able to offset those gambling winnings to a certain extent with your gambling losses. Now you have to be able to prove this. So there's different ways. The casinos and everything, they keep track of all that, so you can get that information. But as of right now, they're changing that to where you can only deduct 90% of your gambling winnings or losses. So and you can't have more losses than you have winnings in the past. But now they're saying it's not 100% for 100%. It's 90% for 100%.
Oh, wow.
But I think that'll get changed, because that seems to be a sticky one that I'm hearing. So, but it is on the books right now.
Wow.
This one was the one that I thought was so interesting.
Yeah.
Is that there is currently federal transfer fees for things like firearms, silencers, that kind of thing. They are eliminating those fees.
Jesus.
So obviously the NRA has some.
Yeah, they had a lot.
Yeah, that was, I'm sure, their pet project.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. But silencers, when we were talking about that in class, everyone was, and there's a group of about 30 people. We were all like, silencers?
Yeah, really.
Why would they give any kind of break on silencers? But
going to be an uptick on silencers, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Then of course, if there's some business deductions too that may be helpful to people. I don't want to get into that really heavy, because it's not going to pertain to a lot of people probably, but there is some where you can depreciate a full amount if you buy a big item, rather than depreciate something over 5 or 7 years, whatever. You can take the deduction all at once. So that might be good for some people. They may like that. So yeah. And then for 2026, and these are a few things that may definitely interest some people. 1099Ks. If you have an eBay store or you sell things on Etsy or something, you may, in the past, if you have more than $600 worth of sales, they're supposed to send you a 1099K. Sometimes they send you this if it's less, and of course, if you get a form, the IRS is going to get a form too. So of course you got to put that on your taxes. They're raising that. Instead of the $600 floor, they're raising that to 200 transactions and 20,000 in transaction, 20,000 in income. So, people that do the eBay sales and that kind of thing. And this is something. And again, I was doing a TikTok live this morning, and someone had asked me, do I have to claim? I just have a small eBay shop. Any money that you receive, you're supposed to claim it, whether you receive a form or not. Now, you and I both know that doesn't always happen, but technically, if you sell your car, you're supposed to.
Just like tips.
Yeah,
they're not declaring all their tips.
Right, but
I hope not.
Yeah. The other thing for 2026, and again, this is for 2026, not for 2025. In the past, like if you work for someone and they 1099 you get a 1099 NEC or 1099 miscellaneous. Anything over $600, they're supposed to give you a 1099. They're raising that now to $2,000. So that I think that's probably a win, really, for the small businesses, because they don't have to bother doing 1099s. But again, they're supposed to claim. Everyone's supposed to claim whatever they make. So, and then I just wrote, stay tuned for more, because there's still things they're talking about. And I think once the two sides with the shutdown decide to finally get together and negotiate, I'm sure there's going to be things probably thrown in and out that we're gonna see. So it's ever changing, and it's funny because as we're talking about these things in class, the instructors are like saying, as of right now, it looks like this, and it looks like that. Now. And it's like, man, this it's tough. And then we're tested on stuff that may or may not happen.
Exactly. Want to congratulate you. You're celebrating 30 years of being a tax professional, eh?
I am. I started in 95 at H&R Block.
Wow.
I was there for 8 years. That's where I met the wife.
That was the beginning.
That was the beginning. A lot of my beginnings started there. So yeah, 30 years.
Wow.
It doesn't seem like it.
30 years doing this, and how many years at GM?
24 years at GM.
Wow.
And 20 years in the restaurant business.
Wow. Here's a few questions. Tax laws. Have there been any major federal or Michigan state tax law changes for 2025 filing season that individuals or small businesses should know about?
Obviously, I just went over a lot of the individual ones. The small businesses, like I said, the depreciation, that's a change. The requirements for filing 1099s. There's little things, but there's nothing earth-shattering. The tax rates are staying about the same. They adjust them a little bit, for inflation. But besides what I mentioned, those are the main ones that are really gonna affect people.
Okay. Some of these you might have answered already. Refunds
Right.
and processing times. Are there any expected delays or changes in how quickly Michigan or IRS will process refunds this year? With the
Yeah,
government being closed.
and a lot of it depends on how long this this shutdown goes. I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but
Right.
you know the, it's going to take the filing season longer to get going.
Mhm.
It looks like, and then once it gets going, of course, they say is what they told us in class. Actually, for every 1 day of the shutdown, the IRS gets behind 5 days.
Oh, wow.
So, um,
That's a lot.
yeah, it is now. Most people now, most returns are filed electronically.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, no
so
more paper checks, I guess.
right, you're right. Yeah, I was just thinking that was something that might. Um, they're eliminating the paper check, so it's going to be a direct deposit. If you do not have a bank account and there's no direct deposit, sounds like they're going to send out a debit card.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I've got a couple things that I'm looking at that where I may be able to do something about that. I just don't know. There is some programs out there, and I just don't know if I want to do them or not, and I don't know what the costs are.
Yeah.
Because I hate to pass things along to where I could actually print checks for people. I've
Well,
seen it, but
yeah.
I haven't really read into it or looked into it yet. Like I
Well,
said,
that could be a real problem for seniors, Joe, because they don't have the technology. A lot of them don't have computers.
right,
Go
right.
ahead and set up a direct deposit like that.
Right, right. And it's actually not, I mean, like if someone has a checkbook, all they need to do is show me their check and I can take the numbers off there and get the
Right.
direct deposit.
Oh
But
yeah,
there is a lot of people that are still, old fashioned and they
yeah,
want that paper check in their hand,
absolutely.
and if that's, so yeah, that's, I mean, the, I know I was taking a class one time and they used the analogy of a train. The train is moving. You either hop on or hop off.
That's
So,
right. Try to hop on anyway.
right, exactly.
What new or expanded tax credits or deductions might apply to Michigan residents this year, like energy efficiency credits, child tax? You already went over that.
You're right. There's some things that they're trying to create to make um, like preparing like kids accounts or education accounts where parents or grandparents or even aunts and uncles can actually put money into accounts like a 529 type
Mhm.
account or something where when the kid goes to college, he's got some money, because we don't know, college is so expensive now, and let's
Oh,
face it, it's
I
like
don't know.
everything else, it's going to keep going up.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
You know,
And they're pushing trade schools now more too.
well, that's important because
It's very,
like you try to get your car worked on
yeah.
I mean, there's if
A lot of people retiring in the trades too.
right,
So.
right, there is. I know,
Mhm.
I still got a lot of buddies at GM and a lot of skilled trade guys, and a lot of them have retired, and they've got people coming in that really don't have a clue. You can't, um, you can't ignore all that experience that
No.
people have working on machines and
Yep.
different things. So yeah.
Would you recommend filing early this year or waiting until later in the season?
Well, I always recommend to file as early as you can.
Mhm.
But obviously you have to make sure that you have all your information.
Right.
Because if you don't have your information and we have to redo it, that's no fun for anybody.
And by law, they have till what? The end of January, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Supposedly.
But
Supposedly.
now this could change with depending on the shutdown. But
Yeah.
now there are some brokerage accounts and some special accounts that actually they don't have to have it by the end of January. Your pensions and your W-2s, 1099s, they all have to be given to you by end of January. But some of, like I said, the big brokerage accounts, they got there's different dates for different things, but some of them like March 1st, and that kind of stinks because it's getting late in the year. But they always recommend you file as soon as possible, not only to get it done and over with, but also for security purposes, because there is a lot of fraud out there, and people may try to file, fraudulent tax returns using your number. So the quicker that you get that in, the better.
Boy, I'll tell you, nothing's cut and dry simple anymore, is it? It's just one thing after another.
It's not, and it seems like every time that they, I hear people talking about wanting to make like taxes. That's what we're talking about. So taxes simpler, and when they seem like every time they try to do that, it gets more difficult.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Right. Exactly.
Pete. For people with a side business or small businesses in Michigan, what are the biggest mistakes you're seeing on 2024 returns? How can you avoid them for 2025?
You want to make sure that, like with a small business, that you're deducting, any expenses that you can deduct. Now you got to be careful. You don't want to overdo it, but it's important. People tend to forget about mileage, and mileage is a funny one because, like going from home to your job, you do not get to deduct any mileage. But if part of your job, if you're an Uber driver or you're a DoorDash, and most of those companies, their apps are pretty good about keeping track of that stuff. But that stuff you want to make sure that you give to your tax person, whether it be me or someone else, or if you're doing your own, because it's like 70 cents a mile, which it adds up after a while, and it comes off your income.
Yeah.
And it's important, obviously most people want to have as many expenses as they can because that offsets their income. And that's great. But you also have to remember that when it's time to collect Social Security, or if you have to go on disability, if you haven't made a lot of money over the years, because Social Security takes like the last 35, the highest 35 years of income that you've made, and that's how your Social Security amount is based on. If you've pretty much zeroed out and haven't really showed any income for a bunch of years, you're not going to draw any Social Security.
No.
You have to take into consideration, it may be easier to pay a little bit of money in taxes right now, and then once you get older and you're not able to work anymore. I mean, the average 30-40-year-old probably, hey, if they need to pick up some overtime or even a second job to make a little more money, they can do that. But as we get older, all three of us right now, I certainly, I'm still working. I know you guys are both retired, but can you picture one of you having to go back to work and do, it's like there's no way. So you want to try to prepare for the future as much as possible. You utilize IRAs, 401ks.
Max them out, man.
Yeah, and especially these companies. You work for a company, and if they're gonna match your 401k,
free money.
My God, don't leave it on the table. Take it.
The 20 and 30-year-olds are just not. You have to think ahead. You really do.
Right. Exactly.
They could be in a real vulnerable position.
Right. And, like with us, we're very much, I think all of us are old school. I think we all, and I don't know too much about Mike's job history, but most of us back in our, we we stayed on a job for a long time. We didn't job hop, but a lot of the younger people now, they'll work a job a year or two, they go somewhere else, they go, and they job hop. And, sometimes I always like the stability and staying in one place.
This I grabbed off your Facebook page.
Uh-huh.
You pretty much covered this too.
Yeah.
During the government shutdown, the IRS is still working.
Right. Well, they're collecting money.
Yeah.
And you got to pay, then that's just kind of stress that to everyone. But if you need to talk to them about something, if you have have to do an amended return or, have an issue, you're probably not going to get a hold of anyone right now. No. And if you were happen to get a hold of someone, how helpful are they going to be when they're not getting paid?
Right. I would imagine they're still going to be doing audits too, correct?
Yeah, there is some. They've been cut back.
Right. Yeah.
But they are still doing some. Yeah. Anything to do with, on that side of it, then they're because they consider that necessary. So
yeah. And here's a reminder that you put out that they're eliminating paper checks beginning September 30th.
Right.
Well, that's already in effect.
Yeah. Now I have heard that they are still doing a few.
Okay.
But I don't know if at some point they're just going to totally cut it off.
Yeah, so just get it set up to where
set it up, and even if you owe, it's you can have it automatically debited, like any of us tax preparers can do that, and we can put the date in there. Now, I tell people, yes, it's due April 15th. Don't have them take it out April 15th. Have them take it out a couple days before.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it doesn't show up on the bank. And I had quite a number of people that had it taken out. They wanted April 15th. Well, when they got up April 16th and the bank hadn't processed it yet, my phone was ringing off the hook. Hey, Joe, they didn't take it out. And it's like, just be patient. They will. Sometimes it takes time to catch that,
I thought this was interesting. You're using AI, huh?
Yeah, I just started it about a month ago. I would love to hire a receptionist, especially during tax season.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
Because one, I'm really picky. Two, I know clients are picky. It has to be a certain type of people. And I've actually talked to people that are that I know that are decent people, but for different reason, it's like I just didn't feel comfortable with them in there. Nothing necessarily they did, but just different reasons, But so
everybody knows everybody in Garden City, so
exactly. And some people have a problem with that,
right.
And I understand that, and I have to be, aware of that. So I started this AI because I called it, and it's a trainable thing, and the computer trains itself. And I had to go in and put in different like questions and answers, how to answer. It's not bad, and it's getting better.
Yeah, it learns. It will learn.
It does. And it's set up so that it takes a lot of the preliminary information, and then it will transfer you to a human.
Oh, good.
It's funny because on the AI, I hear all of the phone. When people call in, I can play back. It sends me a summary.
Okay.
But it also, I can listen to the full recording. And I have had people just basically arguing with the AI, and then I had one gentleman who called last week, and the AI switched him to the live receptionist. So he said, I just have a quick question. And he asked the question. and I'm not going to go any further than that as far as the question, but
Yeah.
and the receptionist, the live receptionist said, let me verify your name and number, and I'll have Joe call you back.
Mhm.
And he got mad because she would not answer the question. Well, first of all, she's not a tax person.
Right.
Yeah, she's a
You're not
receptionist.
qualified, right.
And you can't, it's like we talked about this in our class, the famous line that starts, "Hey, I just have a quick question."
Yeah.
And there's generally never a quick question
Hour later, too.
because if you ask me, I have to ask you questions
Uh-huh.
and all of my answers generally start with "it depends,"
Mhm.
because there's different variables involved.
Sure.
So is this taxable? It depends.
Depends.
It depends on the situation. But he's actually yelling, and the girl was very professional, and I was very happy because I would have hung up on him. But
Mhm.
she was, and she's, "I'm sorry, sir, I'm not a tax person, and I'm not allowed to answer these questions."
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, it's a simple question,"
Oh, my God.
and I'm thinking,
If it's simple, you answer it.
that's exactly what I thought. Like, if it's that simple, why are you calling? Beating this poor girl up that's probably, who knows where she's at, New York or San Francisco or something.
Unbelievable.
But it's working out. A lot of people don't like it. I know it takes some getting used to, but
Sure.
I'm beginning to like it. And sometimes it's kind of fun listening to people talk to the AI too.
Yeah. It's getting to be the way of the world.
Exactly.
But this is some of the stuff that you specialize in now.
Yeah. So, I've been doing, I've got a couple condo associations that I'm doing property management for. The payroll services. I like doing payroll. It's a little bit of work in the beginning when I first get the accounts.
Yeah.
But
Once you get it
I enjoy it.
all inputted, yeah, it goes pretty quick then, probably.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad. And I think payroll is important because people want to get paid.
Oh, yeah.
So
there's the information if they want to get a hold of you. The phone number's there. Best way is probably email, huh, Joe?
Email is the best because I can answer it, whenever. Like I said, especially with AI now, I don't generally answer the phone.
Right.
And one of the reasons I just switched to that too is I get so many of the spam calls or the people wanting to sell me stuff or
Medicare calls now.
Oh, it's crazy. And I've actually got 3 phones. So I got a personal, cell phone, I got the business cell phone, and I got the office phone.
Oh,
so I'm sitting there, I got 3 phones ringing. I turn them all off when I'm at the office because I would never be able to get anything done if I was answering phones all the time.
Right.
Plus,
they can get a lot more information on your Facebook page at facebook.com/J&J Taxes and more. You're always posting stuff on there and good information. So
yeah, I try to, I'm not trying to sell, but I'm just trying to, and I've started doing TikToks too. And I have a lot of fun doing the TikToks, and I've actually did some TikTok lives where I'll get on it. And actually today was one of the best ones because I had a lot of people asking me questions. And again, sometimes it's hard to answer because you need the whole story before you start answering. But it's fun. It's a little bit different. I'm kind of a TikTok junkie. I've become.
I haven't graduated that yet.
No, it's you probably should stay off it, Kerry, because once you get on it, it's like you get on there. I'll sit here in the lazy boy, and I'll get on it, and I'll look up, and it's 3 hours later, and because there's entertainment, there's there's education, there's something for everyone, and there's some stuff that's probably not really appropriate that I wouldn't want, that I wouldn't want my grandkids to see, but it's supposed to be an adult type thing. So, but hey, you can always just keep scrolling,
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Well, look, always good information. Always great to have you on. We'll get you back on probably right at the beginning of tax season or sometime
Yeah.
during it.
Yeah. Hopefully, once again, once the shutdown gets settled and maybe the dust settles down, we can see exactly, for sure what we're looking at, and hopefully they don't make changes in the middle of the tax year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good, my friend. Thank you so much, and have a great weekend.
Thanks a lot. You too. See you, Mike.
Yeah.
Take care. Night. All right. Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. Always good information, that's for sure. He knows his stuff, that's for sure. I'll tell you that. All right, Mike, you ready? We're going to get Mike in here now with some community events, and then we'll close out the show.
Okay.
Stand by.
Well, that'll be the day. That'll be the day.
It's time for some
You make me cry.
announcements.
I say you're
Mike
gonna
in here. Mike.
know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die.
All right. Got some old and new.
Oh, Straight Farmhouse.
Yep.
It's 6221 Merriman Road is open Wednesdays and Saturdays from noon to 3. They have a,
Plethora.
oh, that's the word I was looking for. Plethora of activities for people of all interests.
We love that word, don't we? Oh,
We
I love
do.
it. Yeah.
www.straightfarmhouse.com. Bingo at the Rec. Get ready to shout bingo and win an amazing prize at this fun-filled event. It's the first and third Monday of each month from 12 to 2. Ages 50 and older, $5 a person. Any questions, call 734-7931-850.
Yes, sir.
Professional carpet cleaning. Dennis does a great job. Tile and grout, hardware floor, upholstery cleaning. Call him at 734-299-6496.
Dennis Dykeman, the owner, he just he got a new van and he's been putting all his equipment back into it. So he's been quite busy doing that.
Now booking birthday parties at the Garden City Ice Arena, private party room, ice skating, fun for all ages, memorable, stress-free celebrations. Call 734-793-1882.
Yep.
Tops meetings at the Garden City Senior Center on Thursdays from 10 to 11. Tops can help you reach your weight loss goals, providing you with the tools, information, support, and accountability you need to be successful. The fee is $1 drop in at the Radcliffe Center. Call 734-793-1850. Every Monday, 9 to 11, chat at the Rec.
Yep.
Looking for some good discussion? Stop by the Radcliffe Center to chat over coffee or tea. Meet us at Radcliffe Street, 1751. Learn about the Senior Center and events. Any questions, call 734-793-1850.
This started.
Yep.
Yeah.
Inspire Theater's latest production is Something's Afoot. James McDonald, David Voss, and Robert Gerlich. The tickets are $22. You can get them at Inspire Theater at ticketleap.com. They have shows on Friday and Saturday, October 24th and 25th, 31st, and November 1st at 7 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday. Let's see, that's October 25th and 26th, November 1st and 2nd at 2 o'clock p.m.
Yep.
Garden City Parks and Recreation has new dashboard advertisements. 1 year is $185. 2 years is $235. 3 years is $285. They're
good size.
Pretty good size.
Yeah, 8 foot by 3 foot.
Yeah. Ace Masonry, Jay Piner, the owner, 30 years experience, does brick, block, and stone. When the scaffolding comes down, the only thing left to stand on is the craftsmanship and contact Jay at 734-469-0633.
Yes, sir.
Family night out, pizza and pop will be provided Friday, October 24th. So that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
From 5 to 8 p.m., $5 for residents, $7 for non-residents at the Radcliffe Center.
Yeah, that's for the whole family. That's a good deal.
Yeah. The Bewitching Broom.
The Straight Farmhouse.
Straight Farmhouse presents for $40.
20.
18 and over. Is that what that is?
Yeah, 18 plus, yeah. On the 25th, 7 p.m. Saturday.
Yeah.
That's hard to read.
Veteran Service Open House for Post 396 at 6860 Middle Belt in Garden City is going to be on Saturday from 10 to 2. Veteran Service officers will be available at Post 396 to answer any questions. Contact Bob Gillette with any questions, 734-646-9907.
Mm-hmm.
Movie day at the library, Wizard of Oz, October 25th, 2 p.m. at Garden City Public Library.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah. What is it? ST Land Historic Village, Spooktacular Village Open House. Join us for an interesting evening of characters, spooky stories, and village fun. Village full of fun on October 25th. A lot of stuff on October 25th.
Yeah, that's going on. Yeah.
That was my mother's birthday. 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. 857 North Wayne Road. Okay, Halloween exhibition, October 26th. Join the Garden City Figure Skating Club at 11 o'clock a.m. at the Garden City Arena. Admission donations.
Yeah. They're having a bake sale there too, cash only.
Hey, with a Love Dog Rescue raffle. They're having Lions tickets. Tickets are for the November 2nd at 1 p.m. game with the Vikings, which is their next game.
Yeah, the bye this week.
Yeah. Tickets are $25 for one ticket, $50 for 3 tickets, $100 for 8 tickets. The drawing is going to be on October 26th. Mm-hmm. Seats are in section 135, row 7. There are 4 tickets total. We will put 2 winners. We will pull 2 winners. 1 winner, seats 5 for 6, and the second winner gets seats 7 and 8.
Wow. Buy your tickets at sports venue.
Okay, Halloween block party, October 26th, Liberty Street at the Old Village in Plymouth. Kiddie train, prizes, costume contest. Oh, what is this? I can't read that one. Cakes. Yeah. Cakes.
Yeah.
Rouge House. The DJ is DKO. There are treats. Liberty Street is our Old Village in Plymouth.
Yep.
Mindful motion, low impact aerobic stretching and balance Mondays from 9:30 to 10:30 starting October 27th, ages 15 and up. Drop in, $2 residential, $3 non-residential.
At the Radcliffe Center.
At the Radcliffe Center. Garden City Public Library has bingo afternoon. Join us for the monthly bingo night. Try your luck at winning prizes open to all ages, 14 and up. Drop in October 28th from 2 to 3:30. Bingo.
Bingo.
Pickleball basics. Tuesdays from 10 to 2, starting October 28th. 1 week sessions.
4 week. 4-week sessions. Free.
Free. Okay.
The Radcliffe.
Great Lakes Serpentarium grand opening October 31st from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Oh boy.
at 958 North Newburgh Road in Westland.
Things that slither and crawl your way.
Mhm.
Ribbon cutting at 11 a.m. Oh boy. If you're into snakes, you'll want to go there.
Yeah, I'm sure my wife would like to pick up on that. This is a big annual event. The Dueling Pianos at the Radcliffe Center, sponsored by the Rotary, is on Saturday, November 8th. Doors open at, what is this? 5 p.m., 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Show is from 7 to 9, featuring Cool to Duel, live on piano show, live dueling piano show, cash bar, live entertainment, raffles, and a night of fun. Tickets are $25 or $200 for a table of 8.
Tickets available at the Garden City Library.
Neighborhood Watch, next program is on the second Tuesday of every month, 7 p.m. at the Garden City Police Department. The next meeting is November 11th.
Yes, sir.
Okay, women's self-defense.
Yep.
Okay, Wednesday, November 12th from 5 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
$10 for residents, $15 for non-residents, ages 14 and up.
It's at the Radcliffe Center.
Okay, Thanksgiving lunch, November 21st.
Yep.
From 12 to 2 at the Radcliffe Center. $15 for residents, $20 for non-residents.
I wonder what they're having. Turkey?
One would assume. If you want turkey, you can get it the Monday before Thanksgiving at Sports Venue and the Tuesday before Thanksgiving at Garden City Cafe.
Yeah.
And then Thursday you can have your own turkey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Turkeyed out.
Yes. First annual holiday craft show. Special guest is Santa Claus. Tables are $50. This is at the Haven of Love Dog Rescue. All proceeds from tables benefit Haven of Love Dog Rescue.
Yeah.
Calling all artisans, makers, bakers. Our holiday craft show needs you Saturday, November 29th from 11 to 5 at the Garden City Radcliffe Center.
Yep. Okay. Parents' night out.
Parents' night out, $20 for child, $10 for siblings. There's 2 of them left, December 5th and January 9th. Fridays from 5:30 to 9. Any questions? Again, call Radcliffe Center at 734-793-1850.
Mm-hmm.
A craft and vendor show at Garden City High School. This is the 14th annual one. It's on December 6th from 10 to 3. All spots are full, so it's going to have as much crafts as you can possibly stand. All spots are fine.
At the high school.
Yeah.
And that's all I have.
That's all I have too.
Okay. Yeah.
It's been a long day. Were you at the program that David Kanisik had last night?
Actually, that was Mrs. Chat's first outing since her surgery.
Oh, so you were there.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people there. I didn't see you.
100 people there, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, he did a great job, and all the volunteers did really good job. Good food. Yeah, it was a good time.
Except for the fact that we got there at 5:15 and the lot was full and we had to park in the boondocks.
Oh, yeah. We got there at 4:15 and they let us in. So we sat way in the back by the bathrooms and then had a shortcut getting out to the car.
Yeah.
So it worked out for Cheryl. She did real well. She was tired today, though. And with that said, Mike, we're ready to call this a podcast.
Yes,
huh?
podcast.
A big thank you to my fantastic co-hosts, Opera Tom Iwinski and Mike Jones. Great job as always. Huge thank you to Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. Let's put his address and that up. He's right there at 30900 Ford Road, Suite G. The best way to get hold of him is email him at joe@jnjtaxesandmore.com. Check out his Facebook page, his website, got a lot of good information. Remember, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight. It's an hour and 20 minutes already, so a lot of good information. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/GCChat and check it out. We urge you to do it, especially if you tuned in late. And feel free to share the show with your friends as well. Also catch us on our YouTube channel. Just search for the Garden City Community Chat Show. You'll find not only this show, but all our past shows as well. Just click on the live tab and be sure to hit the subscribe button. We would appreciate that. And at the end of all of our shows, Mike and I like to thank all the healthcare workers, first responders,
Absolutely.
police and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough. Be safe, and we want you to know that you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And whenever you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. Any final thoughts, Mike?
No, just get vaccinated. Protect the people around you and yourself.
Yep. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community. So please support your local businesses. And please don't hesitate, vaccinate. Like Mike said, remember, you're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting others as well. And Mike, if you see something,
Say something.
exactly. We need to look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, be sure to head on over to doppertomsweather.com. It's got a great user-friendly website over there. Good radar, good information. So we hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to contact any of us here at the chat for any reason, once again, our email is gccommunitychat@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from our listeners. Let us know how we're doing and what you'd like to see more of. We will see you right back here next Thursday, October 30th, Devil's Night, right here live on Facebook and YouTube, when our guest will be Garrett Fuller from the Wayne County Life. He's a good he's a good one. You're going to want to check this out. He's funny as hell. You don't want to miss it. So until then, remember, you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/GCChat, and on our YouTube channel, just search for our show. Be sure to click on the subscribe button, please. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and have a good night. Mike, take care, bud.
Good night, Gary.
Next week.
Yep.